Alright, and hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and welcome back to the Ocarina of Time Let's Play. And if you did miss out during the last one, well, we have finally arrived over here at the Great Deku Tree, and we're going to be continuing onwards with our time so that we can go and battle with Gohma. Now, I do have a few things on my list that I have to go and basically let you guys know about what is going to be happening for today in this video. So, basically what is going to be happening here is, of course, we are going to be continuing onwards with more of the Deku Tree. We're going to try to find most of the gold sculptures as we can. I believe I did miss out on one gold sculpture. I believe there is a gold sculpture which I think you could actually find in one of the spots, I want to say just before jumping on into the big huge hole that is down here, because I want to say in one of the spots where one of those other sculptures are, I think there is a sculpture that I did miss for a gold one, so I'll probably have to come back to that later on my own accord and try and go and pick up with one of those, because again, for what I am going to be doing, I don't know if I already would have told you guys this before in the last episode, is that I am going to try and at least grab out, I think, around at least 50 sculptures or 60 sculptures. I think that's like the maximum type of sculptures that we could get just for the main parts of the items that we want, because all I want to do is try to grab out on some of the important things for some of the other different rescued family members that are happening within the Kakariko home, so that, well, because like for one thing is that I'm not going to go and try to grab it on the Tycoon wallet. I'm pretty certain the Tycoon wallet is like the 100 sculptures they have to go and pick up within the game, and I'm not going to try to get like the max wallet, so that's what I'm not going to go and do, but I'll go and grab all the other different items from there. So yeah, so again, we have to go and run on into this anyway, Deku Scrub once more, and we have to go and get ourselves with the code that we already do need. Now, we already remember what the code is, right? The code is already 23-1. That's all that we have to go and remember from the different Deku Scrubs that we're going to be seeing, and that is how we're going to be able to go and open up with the door that is going to head over towards to where Gohma is going to be. Now, there is different ways of actually battling out with Gohma, and I'm going to show you guys somewhat of a relatively, I want to say, easier type of way within your time, because you can also go and use Deku Nuts. And I remember back when I first played Ocarina of Time for the very first time, and when I went and watched one of my favorite Let's Players go and play throughout this game, I think it was probably Nintendo Capri Sun or Chugga Conroy. And I know that Chugga actually brought up something with saying something around the lines of that you can actually go and use the Deku Nut to actually go and stun out on Gohma. And I never actually knew that before, but I knew about using the slingshot to at least go and stun him in the eyeball, but just didn't really know all that too much around with using the within the time of using the Deku Nut there. So now I kind of actually know a little bit that you can't go and use the Deku Nut for that one particular type of way, and you can actually stun lock them, and you can be able to get the extra hits, and they'll actually be able to get that battle a lot easier than before. But also too, if you guys don't know, well, if you guys should know, I did go and let you guys in on some information that apparently, as well too, within the Deku Sticks, you can actually use those as for young Link as somewhat of a Master Sword type of weapon that you can go and use, because what's going to happen is that you can actually hit Gohma, I want to say, for 3 times with a Deku Stick. And I believe you can actually knock him out very fast than compared to just using your Kokiri sword. Because sometimes using the Kokiri sword takes like a few hits for him to like go down. But if you go and use like at least like 3 different Deku Sticks, then you're basically set and you're all good to go for that one particular battle. It makes everything easy for Gohma. And now, yeah, we got that annoying gold, well, not gold sculpture, but we got the giant sculptures that are here. Now, I was going to go and try to show you guys on how the actual Deku Stick works. I know that in the last episode, I was having a little bit of an issue on trying to show you guys how to one-shot these Skulltulas here. But if you actually learn how to do the jump slash attack, that is how you'll be able to go and actually one-shot those guys. I'll probably put like maybe like a little blip or something within like the last episode that we went and did, or maybe an episode beforehand, like the first one, and kind of let you guys know that jump slashing does hit some enemies for one-shots, and you can actually do that very well with the Deku Stick, and you don't have to really worry around having to get yourself with any other type of specialized sword. Now, I will be trying to go and get myself the big Goron sword later on down the road. I know that is also a very, I want to say it's a very special type of sword that you could also get, but I believe that big Goron sword, I think, does it have like a damage counter on it? I can't really remember if the big Goron sword has like a damage counter on it, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe that big Goron sword can actually turn dull at some point, and then you won't be able to go and use it, and then you have to go and get it refixed by the big Goron, if I can't remember. But it does do a lot of damage, and it does knock out some enemies pretty hard if you want to go and take some of them out. And let's go and head through here, through this door. And I believe this is where we are going to be having to go through where some of the... Oh, there you go. There's the jump slash attack. So now I'm going to go show you guys how that all works. So yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you one-shot the gold skull. Well, that's how you shot the skulltulas. I don't know why I'm calling them gold skulltulas. They're like the smaller ones. Those are the smaller form guys. But these are going to be the baby Gohmas. Baby Gohmas are going to be showing up here around in this way. So just be careful. I think there's like quite a bit of those. So just make sure that you just try to slash all of them as quickly as you can. I don't think they ever respawn around in this area, so you can just go and just knock them around as best as well. And not only that, but you can also go and burn some stuff down here, such as like getting one of those Deku Bubba plants there if you ever do need some extra Deku nuts. But what we do need to go into is heading on down into that little way. And that should take us right to the exit point, which that should lead us into where we can actually push down one of the blocks. And that should be able to make a little bit of a detour so that if you are adult Link at some point, and if you do want to go and return back here to the Great Deku Tree at some point, which I may probably do, wink wink, later on down the road, so that I can probably go and find where that other skulltula is going to be, or I could probably do it as young Link, I don't really know. We'll have to see what happens from there. But yeah, so all we have to do is just go push down this block over this way. And how this part is going to work is that all that you have to do is that you see that like fire, that torch that's all the way down over there. Well, we need to go and use that stick, and we have to go and head all the way down towards 2 there. And then that will be able to go and, well, first of all, we have to roll on into it with the actual fire stick in hand. And then that will go and burn down all that spider webbing, everything everywhere. And that will be able to land us into where the Gohma battle is going to be taking us into with. So, yeah, unfortunately, we can't really do it with all the big ones because, unfortunately, these guys are a little bit higher up than normal. Now, if we were Adult Link, we could possibly go and... well, I don't even think Adult Link can even go and even use any of these sticks, unfortunately. But yeah, Young Link is perfect for these, for these type of sticks, though. I know that in randomizers and stuff, you can actually make Adult Link actually use the actual sticks in the game, which is pretty nice. So if you ever wanted to go and do any type of randomizers, and if you want to make Adult Link hold any of those special Deku sticks in the game, you can be able to go and do that. Just that, unfortunately, even in the 3DS version, they have nerfed all the sticks that happen, which that is just really annoying. So, unfortunately, those 3 hits are not going to really do as much, or even trying to one-shot enemies with a Deku stick is not really going to work either. But here we go. So, just make sure that you hit the second one that I'm going to do. I'm going to have to go hit the third one now. And now, we just have to go and just try to get the last guy. Now, this one is just really annoying. The other different, other Deku Scrubs that we have met up with, this one is just, so annoying because he just bounces around and then he heads back to his home. It's like, now I have to go and do it all over again. But not to worry, we could go and try it out. Now, since we are going to be done everything out here with Gohma, we will be going and getting some special items for Link for some extra upgrades, such as getting the Deku Seed upgrade, so that we can use our slingshot a little bit more. And I think not only that as well, but we are going to be getting ourselves our very first heartbeat. Wow. What did I just say? Heartbeat? No, heart piece in the game. Wow. That was just a big tongue twister there. But yeah, we're going to get ourselves with a big heart piece. And we're going to be able to at least get one of them here so far. And again, if you guys don't know how heart pieces work within here in Ocarina of Time, each time that you get yourself at least one heart piece, and then you go and collect the other different 3, you will actually be able to get yourself with a full heart container. And I believe there's only 20 hearts, I believe, in this game of Ocarina of Time. Also with the added plus of the extra defense, which we can also go and also pick up as well. Now, you see here that Gohma is going to be climbing up onto the wall. Now, just wait for the right and proper moment, and then just go and use your slingshot when his eyes turns red. Because every time whenever Gohma's eyes turn red, that's when you can go and kind of just do any type of attacking onto him. And then that's when you can go and just lay down the hits. And then once that happens, you can go and knock out Gohma once and for all. Yeah, do you see how much damage, like that was happening with the Kokiri sword? That was a lot of hits. But with the Deku stick, only does 3. With just the jump slashes alone. But anyways, Gohma's already down and out. Already could go and move on across. Give me that extra heart. And let's go. It's always nice that they always like to give you an extra well, just basically for an extra heart before you go and move out into Hyrule Field, because like there's just so much stuff to do in Hyrule Field. It's crazy. And I'm gonna try to remember everything off off by heart as best as I can, because I know that there's like tons of heart piece locations that I do actually know, because from all the randomizers and everything that I have went and done previously before in the past. And here we go. Now we got ourselves the big long talk with the Great Deku Tree, and going to tell us a little bit about the origins of how the Triforce literally came to be, how we're going to learn about with Farore, Din, and Nehru out here. And I know that we have to go and find all their different special power-ups in the game. Now, for me personally, I want to say some of these power-ups that are in the game, like for Nehru, Farore, and also with Din and all their different power-ups that are here, are a little bit overpowered, but they are really nice, because like I know that we need Din's power to go and head on into the Shadow Temple, and I think that's what it was actually known as. I think that's why I was stuck with saying both of those two words, because like there's two different dungeons that happen. I know that there's a Spirit Temple and a Shadow Dungeon, or the Shadow Temple, I should say. And I think that one, the Shadow Temple, I believe actually deals with actually you having the actual Din's fire power to go and light up with all the different torches that are there, right? But also too, I do have to say that area is really dang annoying, because if you don't have the Lens of Truth at all by that point, you are kind of screwed. Because there are so many like hidden parts of that area that you kind of have to like figure out exactly where you need to move on into for where some of those illusion doors are. Because sometimes if you're not too careful, it will kind of like make you fall into the area all over again. Same with the bottom of the well. Bottom of the well is like almost like how Shadow Temple works in a way, but and now we're gonna see how this Triforce is gonna come together, right? I always like this cutscene, so it's like always so cool. Get to see how the Triforce actually happens around over here. All right, now I'm gonna try to think of anything else that I have to go and try to bring up around over here, because I think we're almost done, right? Well, currently right now it's like almost like in the 9-minute range, so there's not really too much stuff that's going to happen here at this point in time. Oh, right, yes. Also, another thing is that we are going to be going and picking up with ourselves with the Saria song, or no, not the Saria song, but the Saria's Ocarina, known as the Fairy Ocarina. Saria song, that will happen much later into the game. We're not going to be picking up that up like until like we become like adult Link at that point. Well, technically, you could actually go and get yourself with the Master Sword later. Once we do have the time to go and speak on over to Sheik again. But that will just have to happen just a little bit later though. But yes, so once you get yourself with the Fairy Ocarina, you can actually go and head to your very first actual heart piece, and that will be by talking it over to the Skull Kids that are inside the Lost Woods, just like how we're going to be doing our time with us getting ourselves with the upgrade of the Deku Nut upgrade that's going to happen here, or I should say the Deku Seed upgrade, not the Deku Nut upgrade. That'll be something a little bit later on down the road as well too. Because again, we are going to try and grab as much of the upgrades as we can throughout here. And I believe the I know that there is like a special mask that we have to go and pick up, and I know that that's going to have to be something that we have to go and do later as well. And yes, the Happy Mask Salesman is here in this game, so we do have to go and do that little challenge as well to get ourselves with a heart piece. And I know that when you go and do all the different specialized masks, that is going to be the one mask that I believe we need to go and pick up from him after once that little mission is done, because he does give us some sort of mask that we will have to go and take on over towards to with, and I think we have to do a few little missions with it. I know that there's also the Bunny Hood in this game, which we can actually go and grab it. There's the Kokiri Emerald right there. Yeah, the Bunny Hood, unfortunately, in this game does not actually work on how it does happen in the in Majora's Mask, so you don't really have the super fast speed. But it is really cool to go and have, at least just to kind of have it as like an accessory for Link. Just kind of just go wear bunny ears around. And there he goes, and unfortunately, the Great Deku Tree is going to wilt away. No. All I can just remember is like I don't know if you guys ever watched the old Xana Bridge series with Ocarina of Time, but all I can just remember is like all of a sudden like this tree starts to like wilt away, and then all of a sudden the tree just like revives himself back up, and then literally gives him the Kokiri Emerald, and then he actually goes and wilts away again for a second time. That was really funny. If you guys never really watched the Xana Bridge, I actually recommend you guys watching it. He's like that's like a classic like YouTuber for a bridge series. Like any type of Legend of Zelda bridge series that he does is like so hilarious. Like I grew up like watching all of that type of stuff. Like Tober Paw used to watch Xana, of course, Lord Quatros before he went into like Team 4-Star and all that stuff. That was all good. Oh, the Lord Quatros and bridges are like so hilarious. The Metal Gear Solid ones are great. But yeah, so let's go ahead all the way over here to Lost Woods, and let's go and speak on over towards to the Deku Scrub that's actually be showing up around within this way as well too. Yep, and there he is. So all we have to do here for this one is that we have to go and hit 100s 3 different times. It may be a little bit tricky at first, but if you just kind of line it up properly, you should at least hit the middle quite a bit. Yeah, so there you go. So you just hear that little notification, little blink sound. That means that you actually got it right. And there he is. There's the Deku Scrub. And now he's going to go and give us that reward. Now, at some point when we go and get ourselves with like the Song of Storms, there is some bits of some hidden other different chests that you could go and find around in here. I don't know if I may probably show that off to you guys. Unless if it's going to be like only like heart piece related specifically. I don't know if there is going to be anything like that here, because again, I always keep on kind of bringing it up like within like my Ocarina of Time randomizer, so sometimes I may kind of probably like slip around with the different type of items that you can go probably find around within some of those hidden different hidden Song of Storm holes. But there we go. Now, unfortunately, since I don't have the Fairy Ocarina, I thought I was going to be able to go and speak on over to the Skull Kids right away. But unfortunately, we can't go and speak to the Skull Kids yet. No, not until we go and speak to Saria, do the little cutscene, and then we'll start making our way to see what Hyrule Field is going to be a little bit about, but not going to go into too much into it. I know that we have the owl himself to go and speak on over towards to with. We're not going to go and worry about him just yet. That'll be for the next episode. I'll probably start reaching my way on over towards into the Hyrule Castle. I'm not going to go really spend out too much time with the Kakariko Village, because again, we don't really have well, basically the song that can basically like change from day to night, so we don't really have that at this point in time. So I know that this game can actually go and change into nighttime, I believe so, but it's just that we kind of have to like wait quite a while, and I would rather have the song on the ocarina to at least have it, and then I'll be able to go and pick up with the Hylian shield, because I want to make sure that we grab that. And you can actually grab that early in the game as Young Link, I believe so, and you can go and pick that up. It's just that you have to be a little bit cautious with the kid that's going to be walking around within the graveyard site for the actual thing for it, though. So there we go. So thank you for Saria for her to go and give that to us. There is going to be another ocarina at some point down the road. It's just that we're not going to go and grab that just yet. That'll happen a little bit later. I want to say a little bit much later when we go and meet around with Zelda a few more times. I know that for right now we just have to go and just get ourselves at this point in time right now is with the with the letter that needs to take us over to the Goron place, which we are going to be meeting up with Darunia and like the rest of the other Gorons that are going to be there. Now, I think at some point you do need to at least have like some sort of bomb with you, because I know that there's going to be a rolling Goron that you need to go speak to, and I believe he gives you, I don't know if it's like a wallet upgrade or a bomb upgrade. I can't really remember. But I know it's some sort of upgrade that it gives it to you, and you just have to go and at least make sure that you have like a bomb or something to place around where that Goron's going to be. But let's go and return back to the Lost Woods one more time. And now for this part here, I am going to be skipping through most of the different parts of this type of segment that's going to happen here, because it is somewhat very tedious. And you could potentially lose quite a few times just by trying to get the button prompts correctly. But if you guys have never went and used an Ocarina of Time before here in Ocarina of Time, or even in Majora's Mask, sometimes the button prompts are a little bit annoying to go and use. So So that's why I kind of want to make sure to go and do quite a bit of some editing here and there. I did kind of lose out on a few times, but it wasn't all that too much of a problem, though. But how this happens is that you get certain rewards for this one. First of all, you get yourself with a green rupee, then you get yourself with a blue rupee, and then you get yourself with the final challenge with these guys, and that will be for the heart piece specifically. And the good thing is that you don't have to go and like restart everything all over again, even if you because like if, let's say for example you get yourself with the green rupee but then you mess up on trying to get the blue rupee, not to worry, that is still going to be intact, because since you already went and completed off that first part, you can still be able to get that blue rupee like after, if you go and fail it for your first time trying to do it. But not to worry. So yeah, so I already kind of messed that up, but now we're going to go and try it out again and see how well we could go and do it this time. And like sometimes they always change it up like every few every few attempts or so that's why you can kind of go and see that there's going to be like different type of playing parts of the tunes that we have to go and do. And I believe normally sometimes they I know that in some parts of the different type of tunes, sometimes they kind of add in with other different button prompts. Like I think they add in with the A button prompt. I don't think they do anything else, because I think that's about it. Because I know that in some parts of the song of the ocarina, you can go and use the A button. It's not going to be like the 3DS where they're going to have you make you press like on A, X, Y, and all these other type of button prompts. It's just only going to just be just the A, B, and the rest of the other different C-stick buttons. That's about it. So yeah, so there we go. That was the next one. That was going to be for the blue rupee. Now we're going to do the last one here, and that is going to be for the heart piece. And that is where we're going to go and end things off here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, also subscribe to the channel if you're new. And then the next one, we will be moving our way into where the Hyrule Field is going to be. And it should be exciting, because I can't wait till we go and start seeing where Zelda is going to happen. So I'll see you guys then. And of course, peace.